Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 1.8 in our historical investigation unit, and today we're going to write today's lesson is writing your historical investigation part 2. So basically you're just going to continue writing your historical investigation. So by the end of our lesson, students will be able to have a completed rough draft of the historical investigation essay ready for submission by the end of this class today. Some quick reminders for you. By now you should have roughly half of the rough draft completed. So you should basically be, your intro paragraph should be done, your counterclaim paragraph should pretty much be done, and maybe you're partly done through your part A, your first supporting point. But nonetheless, you should be roughly halfway through the essay at this point. This would normally mean that you'd have these parts done. So what should you be working on now? Having your completed rough draft essay ready to go by the end of this lesson. This is what your goal is. This needs to be the biggest thing. If you've really worked hard and done everything you're supposed to be doing, then you are right where you need to be, and just crank it out of this last little bit here and you'll be done. You'll have the biggest part of the historical investigation done and completed. You should have all 5 paragraphs written using your outline as a guide. Your rough draft should still be a complete essay. So what does this mean? You have complete sentences and proper grammar. Footnotes must properly be cited and all of that. So that is what this is. A rough draft is a completed paper. So do not give me something that looks like an outline or something that's incomplete sentences or sentence fragments. If your citations are not properly cited, it's not a rough draft, and I'm going to hand it right back to you and say, go ahead and cite and get these things properly cited, and then I'll give you feedback. Other than that, I'm not going to, and it's because it's not completed. If you would and if you would not submit this rough draft to your English teacher, then don't send it to me. So just make sure of that if that helps answer any questions on what you're supposed to do. And then your essay should be in a format that that if you are forced to, you would be okay sending this to the IB on currently how it looks. So that's the thing that you need to be thinking about. If someone said right now, the IB said, okay, you need to send your HIs in right now, would you be okay sending that paper in? If your answer is okay, then send it in to me. If the answer is no, then don't. Now, this is not what we're asking in terms of, are you ready to turn this in for your final draft? We're talking about formatting. So, do you have things properly cited? Do you have complete sentences? Are your paragraphs completely visible? Did you follow instructions with double spacing? Are your footnotes at the bottom of the page single spaced? If all of those things are yes, then yes, you're ready to turn this paper in. If any of one of those are no, this paper is not ready to turn in. So you need to make sure everything's formatted correctly and that everything is typed correctly before you turn in your historical investigation Part B rough draft. Okay, so our lesson has concluded. So at this point, everybody should be ready to go off and finalize writing the last parts of the historical investigation Part B. So, do you have a completed rough draft of the HI ready for submission? If you do, then go ahead and submit it to whatever place has been set up for you in Google Classroom, and wait for feedback from me. Once you have that feedback from me, you will be able to go back and revise this Part B essay at your leisure. And so at this point, reminder to you, you cannot move forward until your teacher approves your rough draft submission. So once I approve your rough draft submission, then you'll be able to move on to the next lesson. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.